This is the Bitcoin 1 month overview reading for July 2022. It's currently June 30th, 2022, 10:07 p.m. The overall theme and behavior for Bitcoin throughout the month of July is going to be a notable decline with a important bottom on like a year-to-date chart. There's an important trough or bottom here. After a sharp decline or a prominent decline on a year-to-date chart, it'll stand out. Behavior around the month's high is going to be, it looks like selling, profit taking from near overbought territory on the RSI, so that'll be relative to other crests of the RSI specific, that type of thing. And it's going to be an opportunity looks like to cash out. Behavior into the month's low is going to be a notable decline that increases in momentum as we move forward into the low. Move forward in time into the low. So we have our month's first trough or low here on the first. There's a swing trade opportunity that involves a fast sudden move higher, likely from being oversold or to fill a gap. There's an important resistance level highlighted on that day, and a sharp decline from that resistance level. On the second, we have a sideways S formation between a horizontal resistance and support, and by that I mean two declines with an incline in between, so like decline, incline, decline, resistance, support. We have another prominent trough or bottom on the third. Looks like that takes place after we revisit a crest that was a recent opportunity in the midst of some erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. Then there's a sharp decline to make another prominent trough or trough or low for the month there on the third. Alright, we have 3 local lows and 2 local highs on the 4th. And by local lows and local highs, what I mean is if you're looking at a one-day chart of the 4th, you'll see 3 prominent lows and 2 prominent highs on a one-day chart. That's what local means. And there's also a notable decline correlating to the universe card here on the 4th. The two local highs, we have one that forms in the midst of a rally, and we have a sudden dip from that high, and we attempt to establish support at the second high of the day, the second local high. We have a failed attempt to break through resistance followed by a decline through a key resistance level to meet one of the local lows. We have a fast sudden move higher out of a decline, forming one of the local lows, and then we have a sudden move higher from being overbought or to fill a gap out of one of the local lows as well. And it looks like in the midst of all this volatility, there's an opportunity to position oneself to play both sides of the market if that's possible with Bitcoin. I don't know. But if you can play long and short, that would be awesome. Or there's just a bunch of volatility in which to play around with. It looks like the crest is somewhere. So there's a crest in there, like a notable crest for the month. It looks like somewhere around like the 3rd, 4th, based on what I'm seeing here. Because you have to remember, these days won't always line up exact, but the sequence of events will be right on the ball, and it's pretty accurate. I mean, 98% of the time. So on the 5th, there's also a note. I just want to point out there's a notable decline from this crest or high that we have here on the 4th, 3rd, 4th. On the 5th, we have a move higher through resistance. We stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through that same price level. On the 6th, we have a selling down to and through a support level, and the selling comes from like a crest or a little bit of a rally, and we sell down to and through support, but then we turn around and we come back and reuse that support level as support. I have a tickle right here, I'm sorry. And then we have a swing trade opportunity on the 7th. And another sharp decline correlating to the theme card here. There's a trade opportunity in the midst of a fast, sudden move higher, out of being oversold or to fill a gap. And it looks like there's a resistance level that we attempt to break towards the end of the day on the 7th. On the 8th, we have a flight to safety, revisiting past problems. And there's one local high on that day. It involves a notable move higher on a one-day chart and stand out. On the 9th, looks like we have a trough. And we have sideways fluctuations. We have sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a notable decline. Looks like on the 10th is that notable decline. We fall sharply. A lot of distance is covered, especially towards the end of the day on the 10th. And we revisit a past support level that was recently a past opportunity. I'm advised to hedge myself if possible with Bitcoin. Advised to hedge or protect against a downturn here on the 10th or maybe even on the 9th here to be safe. There's a big move lower on the 10th. And then we have one local low and a notable decline again on the 11th and one local low on the 11th. There'll be like a move higher and then almost a full retracement back near that local low. And then we have a prominent trough or low for the month on the 12th. It's interesting. There's a big move to the upside, possibly even pushing the upper end of a range. Looks like we have two crests or peaks, one at the beginning of the day, one at the end of the day, and a notable trough in there for the month. But okay, and then there's a swing trade opportunity where we have a fast sudden move higher at the end of a rally along a diagonal trend line, and that fast sudden move higher breaks down through the diagonal trend line and then increases with volatility on the way down. And that's how we meet that trough. And then it looks like we go back up towards the end of the day, big move to the upside. That's what I'm seeing here. I'd have to look closer at like a 1 day to really get a clearer vision. But on the 13th, we have another fast sudden move higher, this one marking the end of the period of volatility. Congress may be highlighted here, or a leader in the crypto industry, if you will. The crypto world, I don't know what you would call that. And there's a swing trade opportunity there around that fast sudden move higher, marking the end of the period of volatility. On the 14th, we have two local lows. One, there's a sudden move higher, big move to the upside from being oversold or to fill a gap. And the other local low, there's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline, and that's how that local low forms. There's one local high and a prominent crest for the month as well here. The local high forms when we have a rally and then there's a sudden dip in that rally period, and that'll form the local high. There's a sharp dip on a notable decline from that crest on the 14th. On the 15th, the majority of the behavior is bumping along resistance. We may break through one resistance or two resistances or so, but the majority of the time we're bumping up along resistance. On the 16th, we have one local high and a notable decline correlated to the universe card here. So what I see happening is that we're moving along sideways along support. We move higher, bump up to resistance, and then come back down to that support that we were bumping along and continue moving sideways. That's where the local high will form when we attempt to establish support or at a high for the day. A piece of news comes out around a low early in the morning on the 16th. On the 17th, we have the beginning of a rally. It looks like a big move to the upside. Possibly a full range moved. But then we have a trough, prominent trough, and it looks like likely the bottom for Bitcoin for the month of July here, and a prominent bottom on a chart, on a like a year-to-date chart, it'd be a prominent bottom, stand out. On the 18th, there's a sharp decline, but into that trough or low for the month, and that marks that opportunity to buy in. There is a move higher followed by a full retracement near the low. That's how we'll know it's the low. And then there's a day trade opportunity here as well. One of the trades takes place in the midst of a rally. One of the trades involves a fast sudden move higher out of being oversold or to fill a gap. And the other trade involves a rally completing with a fast sudden move higher followed by a breakdown through a diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. On the 19th, we have a rally that increases in momentum as we move forward throughout the day. On the 20th, we have one local high. There'll be a prominent move higher to meet that local high. On a one-day chart, it will stand out that move. And the rally higher on the 20th is an opportunity to to cash out short-term, or if you can hedge against to protect yourself against Bitcoin downturn, to do so there on the 20th. On the 21st, looks like we have a crest, a prominent crest or high there for the month as well, and two local lows in the midst of what looks like a decline off of that high, that crest that we won't revisit the price range of that crest again within the time frame of July. It looks like it's very likely. We move lower here, bump along the support level, and then break down through more support levels. One of the local lows, there's a fast sudden move higher marking the end of a period of decline. That's how it forms. And the other local low, there'll be a move higher, a notable move higher on a one-day chart out of oversold territory. Another possible low or trough here for the 22nd. It's a little unclear, but it is possible. There's a sharp decline here on the 20th, correlating to the universe card, and there's one local high where we attempt to establish support around that local high. But this is an intentional fake out day, so tricky. It looks like likely we're faking out to the bottom, make it look like we're going further or something. Hard to say without looking closer. On the 23rd, we have a notable move downward. Something unlikely happens, something unexpected. One of the local lows takes place when we have a failed attempt to break through resistance followed by a decline through a key support level, and the other low forms when we have a fast sudden move higher marking the end of a period of decline. On the 24th, another swing trade opportunity. Male rulers highlighted there, so something regarding a male leader will be highlighted in the news on the 24th. There's one local high that forms when we have a rally, and in the midst of that rally, there's a sharp dip. And the trade opportunity will take place within a period of bullish price swings. Looks like we have a trough. can't tell if that's a trough or a crest, but it's a higher price level there midday on the 24th than the low or the fake out maneuver downward that we see on the 22nd. On the 25th, we have another swing trade opportunity. There's one local high, multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance around that local high, and a trade opportunity when we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of volatility. On the 26th, we meet a resistance level, and then we break down with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. And those spikes generally meet up with resistance at moving averages. On the 27th, we have two local lows and a notable move to the upside. On a 1 month chart, it'll be a notable move higher. And the local lows, one forms when we have a failed attempt to break through resistance followed by a decline through support. Another local lows forms when we have a notable move, a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline. On the 28th, we have a notable decline and one trade opportunity in there, one swing trade opportunity in there when we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of volatility. On the 29th, we have another swing trade opportunity, same thing, a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of volatility. There's one local high on that day in the midst of multiple failed attempts to break through a key resistance level, and an agreement between two leaders or a merger of some kind is highlighted on the 29th. On the 30th, we have we break through support, come to meet a second support, and move sideways along that support. On the 31st, we have a trade opportunity involving a fast sudden move higher, marking out of oversold territory or to fill a gap. And there's three pokes through the same price level with a sharp decline after that third poke. The sneak preview for the following month is a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of sideways rotation. And that's Bitcoin for July 2022, my friends. If you like this, you want to see more Bitcoin, hit that like button. Don't forget to share with your friends. Spread the word, my friends. We're giving all this away. This is $1 million, if not $1 billion information if you know how to use it correctly. You can't find it anywhere else. We're giving it away for free. My friends, pay us back by spreading the word. And when you make that money, most importantly, keep the flow on. Pay it forward. I'll see you on the next one, my friends. Oh, and also, if you're interested in buying Bitcoin, because it is a good month to buy Bitcoin, I would go through the link below. This is one of the world's most popular one of the world's most popular places to buy and sell Bitcoin. Check it out in the link below in our description, and you can support our channel that way by hitting buying the Bitcoin through that link. We get affiliate credit, if you will. Thanks, my friends. See you later.